Hello, how are you doing? Yeah. I got the training today, I really enjoyed it.
I went to the wrong plaza.
Oh, do you know I rang and checked earlier?
Is there anywhere to sleep now?
Yeah, you go now, I'll go now. No, I'm working.
Good afternoon, welcome along to the Park Plaza Westminster Bridge as the big press conferences, the big announcements, the big fights just keep on coming. Tony Bellew and David Haye. 10 weeks on Saturday, we find out live on Sky Sports box office whether we have repeat or revenge. Eddie's literally just got back from New York to confirm the wonderful April the 28th night with Katie Taylor's Unification, Daniel Jacobs and Gerald Miller all on it. And then a week later, on May the 5th, we finally get this rearranged, highly anticipated rematch on. So many questions to be answered. Let's kick off with promoter Eddie Hearn.
Thanks, Adam. You're right, a great fight week on April 28th the week before, but also on April 21st as well. The week before that, the return of Amir Khan up to Liverpool, virtually sold out already. This is a fight that seemed like it was an eternity away in November. I remember getting a phone call from David Haye asking to meet me. I knew he didn't want a bite to eat or a cup of coffee. He came to the office and fair play, wanted to meet face to face, and as soon as I walked in the room and saw him sitting down, I knew what had happened. The fight was off. Had to make a very difficult phone call to Tony Bellew, who blamed David Haye, blamed me as well, I think a little bit as well. And everything was in disarray. I think, personally, I feel it was a blessing because there was a lot going on in Tony Bellew's life at the time. I don't think he would have been 100% in the fight. He certainly wasn't pulling out of the fight. But now, I think it's given him a chance to look at his career and where he wants to go. And that night in December, I think, could have potentially been the last night of his career, and now everything's completely changed. Tony Bellew has decided he wants to carry on. He knows that the big fights are out there ahead of him beyond this fight with David Haye, the Andre Ward fight, fights at heavyweight as well. But of course, we have a very difficult fight to overcome. When we had the first press conference for the rematch, I talked about the first time I hoped we would win. This time, we believe we're going to win him, and now sitting here, I know we're going to win this fight. Because I think you have two very different men at very different stages in their career. You have a former cruiserweight and heavyweight world champion, delivered so much for the sport of boxing. You have a cruiserweight world champion here. But it comes down to desire and heart. And I've not really met anyone with more desire and heart than Tony Bellew. And when the going gets tough on May the 5th, I feel like there's only one winner. And I just don't know how much David Haye wants it. He's a brilliant fighter. But deep down, when it really gets tough, he's got a great life. You know, he's promoting now, he's got a nice business, he's got some great fighters, Joe Joyce over there, how you doing, Joe? And I just don't know if the heart still exists, if the desire still exists. The same desire that he had in the gym to become a world champion all those years ago. This guy, on another level. Rough, tough, not the prettiest, not the sexiest. But he can fight like he
Moest de beeld me ook nog me down.
he can fight, and he wants this so bad. He wants to win so bad. We all do. And we're looking forward to a great night on May 5th. Got some major announcements coming next week regarding the undercard. I know David's chasing Derek Chisora over town for Joe. Everywhere. And it's going to be a huge night on May the 5th. This is a great fight. We saw a real good British world title fight last week. This is a great all-British domestic dust-up, and trust me, if you thought the first one was exciting, this is going to knock the socks off it.
Yep, let's hope it lives right up to it and even exceeds. I'm sure that Team Haye believe there's plenty of desire left. Let's bring in Adam Morley.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Eddie. I mean, I'm a firm believer that you grow from your struggles and you grow from things that have gone wrong, and as Eddie just said, back in November, David was looking in phenomenal shape and had an unfortunate injury, and I think he's come back from what happened on March the 4th. He rehabbed his Achilles. That took a long time. It took dedication. It took training. Then that happens in November. All that hard work's gone. Back on it, and David's now looking lean, mean. And when Eddie talks about desire, I see this guy every day. I see what he eats. I see what he does. I see what he puts himself through. I look after a number of boxers, and you know, very few do what David Haye does and maintain their physical condition every day and are so dedicated. And you know, I've heard a few things that Tony said about the real David and whether the real David's going to come out. And I can assure you, David, he certainly doesn't listen to me or anyone else. He does what he wants to do, and he's not faking it. He is who he is, and he's not inspired by animosity. He doesn't need animosity or another guy to wind him up to get him going. David is going to become world champion again, and that's what inspires him, and that's what inspired him when he had that injury and he was down. I saw him then, and to build up from that and to build back to May the 5th, you know, he's got the steel, he's got the determination, he's got the will to win, and he goes to detail, he goes into levels of detail. He's now got what I think is the best coach in the world in Ismail Salas. He's got the best nutrition. He's got incredible levels of discipline. And, you know, he subscribes to the marginal gains theory. He's focusing on the 5th of May, and then after that, he's focusing on becoming a world champion. So his dedication is nowhere near in doubt. What he's gone through, what he's had to survive this year, and now he's looking incredible.
Thanks, Adam. David is with an amazing trainer who's had some wonderful world champions come through his mess, and has done an amazing job with Jorge Linares in recent times. Let's bring in Ismail Salas. Great to see you.
Hi to everyone. Good afternoon. Anyway, we are here. We've been through 8 months of work with David Haye. We work, no nice talk, no beautiful talk, but we do what we say. With me. So, not much. Just see you on May 5th.
And a very, very good trainer on the other side of the table. Really emerged in the last 4 or 5 years to become one of the leading guys in the world, I think. He knows his boxing inside and out. Dave Caldwell.
Yeah, we're here 10 weeks out. Like Eddie said, it seemed an age away to the fight. Now it seems real. Trainings, you know, we've been taking over, we've been getting there. Now we're properly into training camp, sparring, doing everything. Once I think you start sparring, then it gets real. Fighters believe it's real. You know, you can do all the stuff on the floor and the preparation and the conditioning that you want. I think once fighters start swapping blows, then you know that you're coming towards a fight. And these next 10 weeks are going to fly now. So I'm excited. You know, I've got that excitement back about this fight. Tony's got the excitement back about the fight, because it was a bit of blow when the fight was postponed, and then it just seemed so far away. But now we're enjoying things. I'm enjoying the work. I don't know if Tony's enjoying the work, but I'm enjoying things. You know, it's just the same as before. Repeat. You know, we're preparing for the best David Haye. Hear Adam saying how David's eating right. He's got great nutrition. He's got a great trainer. He's got focus and desire. To be fair, he's always had a great trainer. You know, he's worked with Adam Booth, he's worked with Shane McGuigan, and now he's working with Ishmael. He's a fantastic, fantastic trainer. He's always had outstanding trainers. He's always looked after his body with his nutrition, always done that. So that kind of thing's all, you know, ticking the same boxes as always. It's just a different fight. I believe this fight is going to be a different fight to the last time. I think you're going to see a better fight. I think it's going to be more dangerous for both fighters. I think Tony's the injury that David had in the first fight took Tony away from what he was doing. We had a plan for what was going to happen in the second half of the fight, and because you can't, when something happens like that, you can't really account for emotions. And Tony got emotionally involved when he saw a man with an injury there, and the change in the fight pattern just goes out the window. And he fought recklessly. I didn't think he fought very well in the last 6 rounds or so, 5 rounds or so. So I'm expecting a much better Tony Bellew. I'm expecting a better David Haye. I've said when the first fight was made, I expected him to be light. I expected him to be sharp, fast, setting traps, being smart. and then we didn't get that on March the 4th. I'm expecting that on May the 5th.
Thanks, Dave. David Haye. They're expecting you to be light, right, sharp, fast. How much desire and how ready will you be in 10 weeks' time?
First off, welcome everybody. Park Plaza, Westminster. Feels a bit deja vu, we've been here before already. But this time round, we've got a fight May 5th, and I've got the heart, I've got the desire. I think anybody who watched that last fight realizes and know that, you know, I could have, you know, intentionally pulled out. A lot of fighters would have done, but I showed, you know, I don't get paid any extras for keep on going, but I did, and because I'm here to win, I leave it all on the line. And you know, as I said, it sounds harsh, but you're willing to go as far as you need to go in the ring to get the victory, because that's really living. When that bell rings, that's when I feel in my heart that I'm truly alive. So I'm doing everything humanly possible behind the scenes, working with my coach, strength and conditioning coach, making sure that I'm optimal. I don't believe I was optimal first time round. I believe I boxed horrendously. I believe Tony Bellew was a major factor in that. It's all good and well me saying, you know, I didn't box good, but he forced me to box bad, which is a skill in its own right. So you have to give Tony Bellew for credit. You know, did he get under my skin? Maybe I
absolutely.
Yeah, agreed. And I needed that fuel at the time, because on paper you had a heavyweight fight and a cruiserweight. I didn't see anything in his arsenal to give me any problems. So I thought, okay, let me, you know, if I just...
The worst world champion you've ever seen was your words. Exactly. The worst world champion you've ever seen. They're the exact words.
Exactly. This is exactly what I said, and that's how I believed. And come fight night, that didn't work out. It was completely out the window. Tony Bellew bettered me, and that's it. I've got an opportunity, thankfully. What would have hurt the most is if I would never have had the opportunity to right what I believe was the wrongs. But here we go, May 5th. You know, Tony Bellew, I believe, is going to be in better shape. His coach, I'm fully aware of the situation he had in his personal life prior to that aborted fight. So everything happens for a reason. One thing I can be sure of is Tony Bellew will be better than he was the first fight, because he needs to be, and so will I, because I need to be as well. And I'm just excited, I'm happy, and the fact that all of you guys are out today showed that the impact and how much this fight has got people excited, and that's why I'm in boxing. In boxing, to have the fights people care about, and people genuinely feel passionately about this fight one way or another. Either they think I'm finished, or they think Tony's going to smash me up, or they think it's going to be a great fight. Anybody who paid a ticket, paid to go to the O2 on March the 4th for the first fight, got more than their money's worth. Anybody who paid for pay-per-view, and there's a few people who didn't pay pay-per-view because they didn't think the fight was worthy of that, because they thought I'd knock him out in a couple of rounds. That never happened by any stretch, and all of those people are gutted they didn't watch the first fight. And this time around, they're going to be tuning in this time, because they know that it's going to be two fighters who are willing to go the whole way. And I'm just happy that I'm physically in a good place. I've got my team around me, everyone's happy. I'm happy that Tony Bellew is, because we've got ourselves an absolute cracker of a fight. So make sure you guys tune in and enjoy a night of boxing.
And we're not the worst world champion in the world anymore. I'm actually better than that this time. I'm not the worst ever. I'm not the crappiest world champion.
Well, if you were, what does that say about me?
I don't know, just I'm asking you.
I got beaten. If he was the worst one, I then got beaten by the worst champion, so that makes me way below that.
Last time we were in a press conference, it was Tony Bellew who's going to be asleep viciously inside 2 rounds. It was going to be, I'm going to take over the world, I'm going to end matchroom sport, I'm going to laugh at Eddie Hearn. But now all of a sudden it's this humble approach, and then Maz...
It's the real, you humbled me, Tony.
I did not.
You humbled me in that ring then, had your hand raised, you humbled me.
That didn't happen, so he's telling me... That didn't happen.
You won the fight. I lost. Look at BoxRec. I lost the fight. You won the fight. You humbled me. You beat me. You took my best and you dished out yours, and the towel came flying in because you were the better man. I don't know what more I can say about that. You bettered me. This time round, I believe it'll be different. This time round, I believe. But then again, I believed the first time.
I can't understand how there's a complete flip flip round, a switch on, not just the fight, but everything.
You caused the flip round. You caused it.
What's happened?
Aren't you happy with that? You said you wanted to humble me.
Eddie's apples and pears, mate. The last time I looked, you was on the Comedy Channel saying apples and pears. Now you're coming on this bill, demanding to make fights that you should make on your own channel. You want to make Del Boy and Joe Joyce over there. Why don't you stick it on your channel? Why do you want to stick it on our bill? Because we've got to pay for it. Is that why you want to stick it on this one?
Derek Chisora doesn't want to do it on our one.
It's not about Derek Chisora, it's about you want to get your fights out there because they get seen by about 25 people every time you turn on Dave.
I'm not going to do it this time, Tony. I'm not taking the bait, son. I'm not taking it. I took it last time. I allowed you to do it last time.
I don't need you to take the bait.
I can't be bothered.
I don't need you to take the bait.
I'm going to go to the gym right here and I'm going to train.
Same as me.
In great shape.
The same as you done last time, David. The same as you done last time. You trained brilliantly last time.
Get into my psyche.
You whipped your top off, you look fantastic. You're going to whip your top off, you're going to look fantastic again. Nothing's changed for you physically. You're an amazing athlete, you're always going to be that. That's never going to change. Your mindset will never change. These are all well and good telling you this, he's changed, I've been humble. You haven't. You haven't been humble. You know you can't stand the sight of me.
I love you, Tony Bellew.
I love you. Absolutely.
I love you, I
It's not new though.
I've got a poster.
I've had hair since I was born.
Seriously, I'm crushing you, really.
It's not new. I've always said you're beautiful. I mean, I've told you this for many years. You're fantastic. But I'm still going to punch you real hard and a lot of times.
Let's do it.
I've always told you you're brilliant. I have never changed my opinion of you once. It's always been the same. You're a brilliant fighter.
My opinion has changed. My opinion has changed.
Why?
Beat me. March 4th, you beat me. You had your hand raised at the end of the night. You beat me. So, obviously, my opinion, if I wouldn't have changed my opinion, I'd be an idiot.
Well, at the last press conference, you told me, and the last press conference for this rematch, your words were, I fought out of my... No, I'm just saying what you said. I'm just repeating your words. You said, I fought out of my skin against BJ Flores. You said I overperformed. They were your words, not mine.
So what's your point?
You said I overperformed.
What do you mean?
I fought worse than I've ever fought in my life. At the last 5 rounds
you won that
I
fight.
fought terrible.
Take some credit. You won that fight.
Yeah, but you're saying I overperformed. I was terrible against
I can't remember saying that. Maybe.
No, but you did. You did. The same as you called me a bank robber last time. I mean, I left my balaclava in the car this one, and I'm not joking. I left the balaclava. I had it to bring with me, but it was in the back of the car. We'll make an appearance at some stage, but you've labelled me so many things, and there's this big flip. You haven't humbled. You're exactly the same.
Okay.
You know that, and I know that, and the guy sitting next to you believe it.
To be the best version of yourself in the ring.
I don't need to motivate myself, David. All I need to do is get home
however
safely.
you need to consider me, just turn up in shape because we got a great fight.
I just have to turn up 100%, get home safely. It's the same goal before the first fight as it is now. It may be a different goal for you, but it's the exact same for me.
David, why is there a different attitude this time? More of the loving rather than the needle, the spice?
It worked last time, all that anger, all that hostility, everything, whipping myself up to try to... I didn't need to do that anymore, He beat me, so I just need to focus on control the controllables. How I feel about him is irrelevant. If I was playing him a game of snooker, whether I hate the guy I'm playing against or
We're not playing snooker,
I'm going to play in
the face.
I'm saying,
we're not playing snooker.
It's irrelevant. I never said I was playing snooker.
You just said if we were playing snooker, we ain't playing snooker.
How about this, Tony? In any other sport,
yeah,
whether you hate someone or love someone, you're going to try and win regardless, right? That's the same thing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and win by any means necessary. I'm taking the necessary steps in training. I'm doing everything. So come fight night, I'm tip-top and I perform at my best. If that's the case, I believe I win.
So you're blaming a mentality on the first fight? You're blaming your mentality on going into the fight for the reason of the first fight ending the way it did? You blame?
No, the reason why that ended because you threw a lot of punches at my head, and my corner didn't like that and threw the towel, and that's why I lost the first fight. It was all about you punching me. Take the credit, mate.
You punching me too.
Take the credit. Take the credit.
I don't need to take no credit. I'm just happy I'm safe. I'm going to do the same again.
You put me in my box. You shut me up. You did everything.
I didn't put you in your box, mate. You've been out your box since the minute it happened, mate. You was doing Instagram and stuff like that.
You did exactly what you said.
I have to put you in your box.
Congratulations. Enjoy.
I don't need to be
another 10 weeks to
congratulated.
win. Another 10 weeks while you've got the victory over me.
We're going to rob the bank again. Is that what I'm going to do? I'm going to rob the bank again.
Maybe you will. I hope not. I hope you don't. I really do.
Mate, you're not the bank. You ain't a bank. You're just another man with 2 arms and 2 legs, and you're nuts. You're deluded.
Get the money back.
David, physically, what's different this time around? Obviously, you had the injury. Are we fully healed? Are you going to be lighter?
I'm back doing everything I could do before, probably, and some. So, although, Tony, in the lead up to last fight, lead up to last bill, things weren't that great in his life. Hopefully, it is now. This time for me, I think, everything does happen for reasons. I've had more time working with my coach, Ismail Salas, to sort of work in certain fight punch combinations, just sort of immersing myself in a new and sort of upgraded style. I believe I'm going to be better, and I just can't wait for people to see it. It's either going to go one or two ways. Either I'm going to be the version I was last time out, in which I may win, may not win, and that's the end of me. Or somehow Mr. Ismail Salas here reinvents me and assists me in getting that time warp, going back to the good old days, and where
time machine show coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Or not. One of the two. I thought that was going to happen last time, and I was wrong. Completely wrong. I'm not exaggerating. I would have bet my life that I would have won that fight. Genuinely. If someone said, "Okay, I'll bet your life," I'd have said, "Yeah, for sure." There's nothing he could have done to beat me. But I was wrong. And when you get wronged like that, you think, man, maybe this is real life. Okay, things can happen. Nothing's predetermined. You have to do what needs to be done. And this time around, I feel I've done a lot more that needs to be done. And in terms of my mindset, try not to focus my energies on animosity, but to focus it on training, focus, positivity. I believe gets the best out of me. All of my big wins have come when I've been focused and had a nice, healthy vibe. All of my losses have been when I've had to talk with dark force, anger. I always come a cropper then. Things pop, snap. I'm not quite on it. So I'm gonna distance myself from that mindset and go with a little bit of a purer, focused, more athletic performance. That's what I'm gonna do this time. And if it doesn't work, it was never meant to be. And
I just hope you don't become a Buddhist before this fight. Jesus Christ, I'm waiting for you to crack out some holy prayers or something like that. It's mental.
Tony,
a fight, David. It's just a fight, and that's all.
It's more than the fight. That's the thing. It's not just a fight.
It is. It's just a fight, mate. It's just a fight.
It's not. That's what I've realised. It's not just a fight. Because if it was just a fight, it should have went a certain way last time, and it didn't. So it was more than the fight. It's more than that.
So if it's more than a fight,
it's way deeper than that.
Can you educate me, please, and tell me what it is? Because I must be missing.
It's about a mentality. It's about a
all geared towards a fight. It's just a fight.
It's a fight. It's about athletic performance. It's
you outdo me on that one.
Putting your life on the line. It's doing everything needed to be done, and I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy.
A fight.
Yeah, it's what I've been doing for many years.
Me
and
too.
I'm enjoying it more than I've ever enjoyed it. Even while I was world champion, I'm enjoying training. I'm enjoying my life more now than I've ever done in the past. And I want to keep this going. Let's hope that on fight night I feel as good as I feel now, and the performance goes as I anticipate. If it is the case, 2000.
I'm the one seeing the Buddhist when you need to make sure you're there that night, mate. I'm with the rosary beads every night like this, praying you just turn up every single time.
I will.
I know
Don't you worry.
This time I know you'll turn up. Well, I know you will. That's the best part I know, and I don't know where you're getting in your mind. I don't sign up to fights where another fighter's going to turn up. So you or the little guy next to you keep saying that I'm not pushing the fight and I'm saying you're going to pull out. I haven't said in one single interview you're not going to turn up. Not one. Why would I sign up to a fight that's not going to happen? It doesn't make any sense. I've given you every credit since the first fight was made, never mind the second fight. I always give you credit because you can't take away how much of a fabulous athlete you are, how much of a great career you had, but it doesn't matter because it's been and gone, and on May the 5th, mate, you are finished. I promise you that. It is all going to end on May the 5th, and when you look in my eyes, you know I'm not telling lies. I really 100% believe it.
Tony, how did you feel when you got the call from Eddie, and how have you dealt with the last few weeks and getting back to business?
I definitely can't repeat the words that came out of my mouth to Eddie on that phone. So I was just on my way to complete. You guys say it was November. I thought it was December when you gave me the call, but
yeah, it was.
I don't know. I was on my way to the sparring session, and Dave refused to let me spar, to be honest, so I wanted to actually still spar even though the fight was off. A lot of different thoughts were going through my mind. In all honesty though, the actual fight wasn't the first one, there was other family issues apart from that, so it is what it is, you know. Injuries do happen in boxing. David's been very unfortunate that it's happened to him on a number of occasions. Like I say, he's a fantastic athlete when you can push your body and do the things that he can do, which I'm sure are off the Richter scale for what he can actually do physically. He's going to sustain injuries. I just hope they wrap him up in cotton wool, bubble wrap and everything for this camp, and sing him nursery rhymes every night, because I just need him to turn up, mate, on May the 5th. I've got a lot riding on it, simple as that. I ain't got that long left in this business. I understand what this business does to you. I understand what the training does to your body. And believe you me, mate, I've got there the hard way. Ain't no one helped me, ain't no one give me a leg up at any stage of my career. Everything I earned, everything I've got, I earned the hard way.
Amen.
Wealth, European titles, yeah, I'm sure you did, mate, when you was having them great promotional deals or, you know, picking and choosing whatever you wanted. Great, you earned it anyway, you deserved it. Like I said, you've always been a brilliant fighter in my eyes. You're always going to be a brilliant fighter, but all good things have to come to an end at some stage, and it is going to come to an end. I've prepared well. It's doing me nothing that I'm sparring this far out, but I understand. Listen, you've taken a whole year out of my career and my life, a whole year. You personally have done that. It's a great ring tongue, that. You've taken a whole year.
You've been compensated for that year, though, don't you?
Yep.
I've been compensated.
You've been compensated, financially compensated for those years.
You'll be going on finance again. You made more than me. You made more than me, so you financially made out better than I have.
No, compared to the rest of your career.
No.
The financial compensation.
It doesn't matter. You've made out better than I have. Yeah, but you've made better than I have, and I'm the one who's active. I like to stay busy. You've cost me a whole year. From the minute the last fight was finished.
You won't miss any meals.
I'm not being compensated now. I'm out an awful lot of money now because the last camp cost me, and not just financially, but mentally. It cost me more than you'll ever know. And you know what? I don't pull out of fights. You know that. I fight no matter what. I was going to put it all on the line, and I was in a much worse position than you, with one bicep, with one Achilles. You could have torn my fucking legs off, and I'd have carried on and tried to fight. The position I was in mentally for the last fight, I was still going there because I fight. When I sign contracts, I mean it. But it's you've done it so many times, so you know, it is what it is. But forget about that.
In the past.
The main thing is,
May 5th.
you financially earned a lot more than I did. So I don't even know why you brought that up. I don't even know why we're talking about finances. It's never about money with me.
Let's make it May 5th.
It was never about money with me. I've been there and done that. My money's gone now. So the money I earned last March is gone, mate. It's invested. It's doing a fantastic job. It's working for me now.
That's great.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. That's what it's all about.
It's all on the line, May the 5th, David. You don't win, it's over for you. You win, and then
even if I win, if I don't look how I believe I can, if I watch the video back and it's not the guy that I believe can beat some of these champions, then it's a way. Then that's it. I'll be happy with the revenge, and I'll bow out gracefully and focus on other things other than boxing.
You can't knock out the worst world champion in boxing.
Exactly. If I can't do that, then what am I doing in the game?
What are you playing at?
What am I doing?
How is this second fight even happening? That's what you're thinking in your mind.
Exactly.
Can't believe it. No, you can't.
Can't believe it, but
I can't believe this fat fool across the table on me has beaten me. I cannot believe it. Well, you better believe it.
I watched the fight back. I've seen it.
I know.
With my own eyes. I was in there taking.
See, you're missing by a mile.
Yeah, missing all over the shop.
They stuck first class stamps on them punches. They missed by that much.
Chasing shadows, I was.
You was, son.
Shadows.
I enjoyed it.
Missed aimlessly. Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. I'm sure it won't happen again.
it is a wonderful era for the heavyweights, David. So win this, and it is Joshua the target.
I can't even mention Anthony Joshua's name, or I've got this done, got the fight done in good style. If I don't, then I can't talk about Wilder, Parker, any of the champions. My performance last time out.
You've never spoken about Wilder anyway, to be honest. So That's not good.
I said I can't speak about him.
You've never spoke about Wilder, full stop. You've always dodged him. You've never even entered his name. Has never entered your mouth when it comes to fighting. It's we're friends, we've sparred. It's this. It's always been Anthony Joshua. Why? Because Anthony Joshua makes a load more money. That's why you've not mentioned Deontay Wilder's name. Don't worry, because I wouldn't either. See the size of him? He's massive.
And Tony, beyond May the 5th, or you just don't think beyond?
Nah, just get home safe, Adam. The same job as the last time. The game plan's exactly the same. Just get home safe, reevaluate, wait for Eddie's call, and I'm sure he'll have another crazy idea to go with, or something else. He's the brains. I'm just the monkey that has a good go.
What happens, Tony, May the 5th?
Just a good fight, hopefully. Just a good fight. He's going to turn up, he'll be lighter. I've watched David Haye's whole career, far more than the men with him. I've studied him since I was a kid, since I was young. From the minute we sparred a decade ago, I always knew one day it was going to happen. I've watched his career perfectly. I know when he moves this way, what he's going to do that way. I know what he does when he's under pressure. The only thing I didn't know what he does is what he does when he's injured. That's the only thing I wasn't anticipating in the fight. So it'll be a good night. It'll be a good fight. Make no mistake. I've said it once before, and I'm not like David. I'm a realist. I'm not a fantasist. This fight can be ended in 20 seconds. Make no mistake. If I get caught clean and cold with that right hand of his, I'm going down. I'm going to get up, don't worry. You know, I'm going to keep getting up as many times as I can. May need the referee to save me. But there's another flip side to that coin. If I hit his whiskers with my left hook, he's going down too. And with him coming in lighter this time than last time, he's going to be even more vulnerable and susceptible. There's one thing that's perfectly seen through both of our careers is I don't tire in 12-round fights. He does. And it will show again. Be as relaxed and give me all this nonsense talk you want. But when the bell goes and it's just me and him, at some stage David will revert to type. And when he reverts to type, the same crazy fight will unload again. Everyone will see it. You know, I told everyone the first time and everybody laughed at me. And people will say, oh, well, you only beat him because of an injury. Okie doke, so be it. But according to his words before the fighters, I'm going to be in a coma. This will be my last ever British Boxing Board of Control bout. They were his words, not mine. And I know he's trying to direct everyone away from that, but that's what he said. Nothing has changed in his mindset from now till then. And he can say, you beat me, you've humbled me. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. That's what that is. He knows what he believes, he knows what he sees, he watches the tapes. I know he does, he studies them religiously. He knows, well, he thinks he only lost because of that injury. I know that deep down, and so does he. Even though he was made to look stupid and ridiculous in them first 5 rounds, he'll still not take that in. He will still believe that he's just going to blow me away like last time. And he will say, after the fight, yeah, I was injured, I was this, I was that. That's what's going through his mind. I don't care what he says or what he does, or I know because I've studied him his whole career. Like I say, looked up to him at times, admired him from afar, brilliant fighter, great at what he does. My opinion of him hasn't changed from the first fight. I expect to turn up on May the 5th and I've probably the single biggest punching heavyweight in the world in front of me. Don't take anything away from him. He's the most dangerous heavyweight in the world with one punch. But that does not last long, and I do, and we'll see on May the 5th.
And finally, David, what is the mindset? What is going to happen? And how vital is it for you?
Just win. Turn up healthy, sharp, fast, good game plan, and implement it. It's nice, it's simple. Mindsets, win. Mindsets to be focused, it's to do the best, be the best version of myself I can be, and then get the victory.
Do you think it will be as crazy as it was last time?
It may be. It may be. Anything could happen. You know, before that first fight, I just said I would have bet my life that wouldn't have happened. But you know, life throws curveballs at you sometimes in the form of punches, which I received plenty of on March the 4th. So May 5th, anything's possible. Anything's possible, but I will, as always, do the best I can, and that should be violent knockout. This is it. My 26 of my 28 victories have come by a knockout, so I'm going to do what
So
I do
same
best.
prediction as last time.
I'm knockout. If I don't knock you out,
Violent one
then
as well.
there you go.
Does it have to be
there's
violent?
no sensitive knockouts, are there?
Of course there is. Did you not watch Howard Foster stop George Groves and Colfrouch the first time? There's nothing violent about that. It was a very...
The second one that was pretty violent.
I said the first one, not the second one. Are you deaf?
Well, I'm going to choose the second one rather than the first one.
No, I was just saying, does it have to be violent?
Ideally, yes. It goes on the show reel, and that's
Slowly
what
but
boxing's about.
surely David's coming out. Slowly but surely. I mean, I'll get him at the end, you know.
Knockout.
I'll keep casting the rod.
Call me the haymaker for a reason, because I'm chucking haymakers. I threw that was missing last time.
Fucking hell, you hit the lights last time, not me.
Exactly. This time we're going to rein them in a little bit more focused with the haymakers. So tune in, don't miss it.
Haymaker 3.0.
28.6 by the time I get in the ring.
John McClane is back.
He's back,
Haye.
baby.
Die Hard never dies. Never goes away. You know.
May the 5th, the rematch is on. There'll be head-to-head. Should be interesting up here, and I'm sure the fighters will talk to you for one-on-ones.
Got a different mentality now. He's on the Buddha thing. He's probably going to ask me to play with him.
Put a speak in it.
Thanks, guys.
We'll make good listen.
Thank you. Try my best, Ishmael. I try my best.
Thank you, sir.
Hi fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.